darn things and it was so hot that I would roll it around in my mouth. But I wouldn't spit it out.
This is your mama's donuts?
Yeah. It was yeast donuts with the raisins in it. Oh man, they were good.
Oh, what else? I guess your parents both came over from Hungary separately.
My parents came over on their own. I don't have any idea when or how.
Your dad came when he was 15?
And my dad came when he was 15, yeah.
And your mom, did she come with family?
No, I think she came on her own too. When? I don't know.
Get your little fanny around there.
And I'm recording right now, and that's Grandma talking to the cat, not a grandchild, about their fanny. Let's see. So you had how many sisters?
I had 5. I know 6. I don't know 6 sisters. Yeah, 6.
5.
5? Okay. Well,
There are 6 of you total.
and there were 6 of us all total. Yeah.
And, then,
I'm the only boy, the only one that had any brains.
and you were the youngest.
I was the youngest and the most to
Maybe
get
the
in
dumbest.
trouble.
Oh.
Yes, I did get my share of trouble. I remember my dad bought me a new suit for Easter, and I went to climb somebody's fence and I got caught and I split the whole back end of the suit out. Boy, did I get a whipping.
Oh. And
Did you know that I have a coffee tree over there? That tree over there in the
That's
corner,
nice.
that's coffee tree. That gives berries and one year I picked them and my buddy made coffee out of it, but that's the only time I've ever had it.
that's pretty.
I grow everything, pineapples, coffee tree.
I used to have beautiful orange trees.
I used to have beautiful, but they came in here and cut them all down.
Didn't really pay you well for it either, did they?
No, I got $60 for, I think, 12 trees.
Yeah, we kids
Beautiful
used to-
trees. And I paid as much as $30 and $40 for those scrawny looking things that I have out there now that they don't want to grow. The only thing that grows fast over here are the papaya trees. They grow like weed.
Yeah, and used to ship oranges out to everybody.
Well, no, I give all the papayas to my buddy down the street because he and his wife love it. They dearly love it.
That's good.
When it gets yellow, he climbs that thing, he gets it and takes it home.
Oh, good.
I don't like papayas.
I don't either.
I don't care for them.
So what's the story about, tell us the story about a train yard, and Christmas
train
trees?
yard? Oh, my buddy Al, he died during World War II, but he and I were inseparable. We went out all over, we were double dating every other thing. And the train, one of these flat cars came in with the old Christmas trees in it. And they were all tied down on the tree, on the train, the railroad car. And he says, "Do you think they'll burn? They look so green." I said, "I don't know." And he took a match and he lit it, and boy, that thing went up in a flame, oh my Lord. We ran like all get out and we stopped and we waited, and here comes a fire company down there and they put out the fire. But that flat car was all gone.
Any structures nearby or just the train?
Huh?
Did you burn up, did any of the structures, the train structure?
No,
or
the whole car,
the
the whole car, and all of the trees that were on it, they all went. Man, it had flames going up 40 feet.
And let's see, wasn't there another prank you did with the snowman you built?
Oh,
For
what
a car that used to...
Oh, well, yeah, well, you know, in those days they had the Model A, I think it was. And they just had big old headlights. They didn't light up anything. It was just to let people know, hey, I'm coming. And we'd make snowmen on the side of the street because you could roll up the snow a lot better on the ground than in the grass. make a nice big snowman. And we made a snowman, and this guy, he'd always come by and he'd whack it with his car and knock it apart. So we decided we're gonna fix him. So we took a 55-gallon drum and wet it down good, and then the snow stuck to it. And we made a big old potbelly snowman, and he came down the street, and we were all hiding. And sure enough, he ran off the street to hit that snowman on the side of the road. And boy, when he hit it, or his headlights went flying and his radiator went puffing away and everything else.
The last snowman he hit, I bet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then Seawarren is the next little part of Woodbridge. Woodbridge is built up like Woodbridge, Port Reading, Seawarren, Avenel, Island, Forge. There's a lot of little subdivisions. And the kids in Seawarren were the rich kids. I don't know why they were so much better off. And that was down on the waterfront. So they had the garbage disposal place down there, and oh my God, oh, it's a big gray cat again. And they had rats galore, so they did something, and oh Lord, did they have rats, dead rats all over that place. So when the kids from Seawarren were coming up to go to the show in Woodbridge, we would stand on the side, hide away, and have a whole mound of the dead rats. And when they come around, we'd whack them, hold by the tail and throw them at it. We had fun.
Lots of mischief.
Yeah, you know, we didn't have any money to buy toys, so we had to make our own toys.
With dead rats.
Yeah.
And steel drums. And matches. Any other mischievous?
Oh, no, we were good kids. We
Yeah.
never got in trouble.
How about your sisters? Did they?
They were always in trouble. They were bad kids.
It's just like you.
No. But I'll tell you what, we had an old factory over there, red brick factory, and the sides of that factory had planks 12 inches wide. And we went over there when they went out of business, and we stripped all the wood off of it. And everybody in the neighborhood, all the boys had their own rowboats. we made rowboats. One guy was real good at it. He knew how to make it and how to make the bow and everything else.
Wow.
And we had a fleet of rowboats, and the river was right down the street from us. A really dinky little river, and we'd get in there and row out and get out into the bay, Raritan Bay, and go fishing, crabbing, and eeling and all. That was our summer excitement.
Did you have to cook it yourself, or did you bring it home and have your mama cook it?
What, the
The
crabs?
fish or
No, we
anything
used
you
to sell
caught?
the crabs.
Oh,
We used to sell the crabs. We'd get a bucket full of crabs, and we'd go to different bars and we'd sell it to them. Next to nothing, I think it was like 2 for 50 cents. And but you know, 50 cents in those days, that was good money.
what would that buy you?
Oh,
What did you guys spend it on? As a kid?
You could go a lot of places. Well, I tell you what, for $5 you could get a little cart full of groceries, or 2 big bags full of groceries, $5.
So, for 50 cents.
Meat would cost maybe about $1 a pound.
And for 50 cents, so as a kid, you didn't get that to your mom for groceries,
that was
did you?
ours.
You got to go play with it. So
That was ours.
do comic books or
We
candy or-
earned that money and we spent that money foolishly.
Good.
I myself, I bought me a .22 rifle off of some of the money I had.
And what'd you do? Just go shoot it in the woods, or you
I used to go shoot little birds.
Yeah.
If I see a little bird laying like on the back wall over there, pow, I'd go for it. I got it too. I was a good shot.
So target practice on birds.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't there some horrific thing you used to do with bunnies too?
Pardon?
Didn't you used to have rabbits in your yard, or your
Oh,
mama grew
oh,
rabbits?
yeah. Oh, yeah, I would sit up in the back, I would sit up on the back porch window, and when the rabbits would come to eat the lettuce, I'd nail them all the time. And then I'd take it and dig a hole and bury the rabbit.
Oh, when your mom didn't cook them?
No.
Make rabbit stew or
No,
anything?
no. They were wild.
Oh, you didn't keep rabbits to,
Well, we used to have rabbits of our own, and when I was a kid, didn't have nothing to do, I used to go in there and hold them by the hind legs and swat them, judo chopping back in the ear, they're dead. And one day I overdid it. My father came home from work and he went in to get some rabbits to
cook?
have some rabbit stew. Ja, ich stand in the house. I had about half a dozen rabbits that were dead. He couldn't say, or that he was saying, oh my God, what is all this?
So did he speak much English? It was all Hungarian?
No, those that were dead, I didn't tell him that I killed them.
Oh,
And he didn't know if they were dead from some reason, poison or something, whatever. He wouldn't eat them.
oh.
We had enough rabbits to eat, though. We had everything. We had pigs, rabbits, geese, ducks, you name it. We had everything because it was Depression time, and I was a little boy. And I'll tell you what, if you have never been bitten by a goose, you just don't know what it is. They got 1,000,001 teeth in that beak. And boy, they clamp down on you and you got a bruise over there for days and days.
Huh. So it's just as well you ate them later.
Oh, we wished he did everything.
Oh, wait, my battery's starting to go.
Your battery's starting to go?
Yeah, it was doing fine for a second. Here, I'm gonna turn it off and get a new battery.
All right,
But what we're gonna talk about next, hopefully, is maybe how you and Grandma met.
okay.
Oh, wait, maybe backtrack, you played football before Grandma.
I played longer before Grandma. Grandma used to come see me play, though.
Uh-huh.
That was surprising, you know. On Sunday when I was playing in semi-pro football, she used to come watch me.
And you played football without pads.
No, I wore.
They're different kinds than what they have now. Protection wasn't.
Now they have knee pads and shin pads, shoulder pads and rib pads and a face mask and all. We didn't have none of that. We had a leather helmet and shoulder pads and pants and shoes, played.
Yeah.
And we went both ways. Now they have two platoons. One goes for offense and one goes for defense. We went both ways. It was a slower game, but it was a harder game.
And your knees took the brunt of it, no?
My knees got banged up, yes.
Yeah. All right, so you played football for high school or for?
I played high school football, then I played semi-pro football. I didn't have grades good enough to go to college.
And you met Grandma?
Because
Oh.
Grandma, hell, she graduated cum laude.
So you got the brains?
Yeah, that's the brains, honey.
You got the brawn?
That's the brains. When you cum laude is something, I don't know, it's supposed to be the highest of all. Magna cum laude, she graduated. She got 1 B on her report card, and that was in college, and the college professor gave the class a blanket B, and she pissed and moaned about that, and she said she didn't want that. I never got a B in my life. I got D's and E's.
So you'd have been happy with a blanket B.
Boy, if I got a B on my report card, my father would have dropped dead.
So you guys, she went to college after you guys married?
She went to college before we got married,
Okay.
and then she got married, and then she went back to college and she got her master's.
Okay. So she was already done with college where she cheerleaded.
She was up in Boone High, Boone,
Yeah, up in the mountain.
yeah,
Appalachia.
Carolina.
Yeah.
She was a cheerleader in college.
All right. And so you.
And that's why she fell in love with me. She came to see me play, and I had my shoulder pads on, and I was so masculine. She just couldn't get over me.
So she saw you out here in Florida. She'd moved back after college,
Then-
back down here and met you, or?
Oh yeah. Well, she was up in New Jersey when I was playing, and she come to see her uncle and grandma, and that's where we met. I had to go to the airport, not the airport, but the train station to pick them up because they had no way of getting from Newark Airport, Newark train station to Seawan. So I took them, and then I was being good-hearted. You want to go take a ride around and see what this looks like, and you know, one thing led to another, and then I got married.
So your families knew each other, or how did you know to pick her up from the, or how did?
Her uncle was my barber,
Oh,
and he had no car.
okay.
So he asked me, would I go to Newark Station to pick her and her mother up? I said, sure. So I picked them up, and then I was being nice to her to show her around, and went to show her a couple of times and what have you, and the next thing you know, she's getting the papers for me to fill out, and then I'm getting married.
She swindled you, huh?
She's the one that got the papers to get married.
Now, she says that was highly recommended against, that you weren't supposed to go
I
get
wasn't supposed to
married
get married.
before you went off
In
to...
service, they say that if you get married, they get court-martial and you spend the rest of your life in the brig.
So you had already enlisted before?
I did. I was already in the service, yeah. No, I was with her, then
Then you
I went to the service, and then she came over to see me in camp.
And you got married in camp, or?
I got married in camp, well, outside of camp, but
Yeah.
then that gang I was with went to Trinidad, and I went to New York City.
And
And I had a ball.
in New
I
York,
was an MP in New York City.
and
I was the luckiest guy when they made me an MP.
got you everywhere.
Pardon?
It got you in wherever you wanted to go.
I could go anywhere I could go. When I was an MP in New York City, I'd walk down the street and the doorman would say, hey, there's a party going on in the 15th floor in room so. All servicemen are invited.
Wow.
And we used to go into them and eat like a pig.
Huh.
Oh, they used to have delicious food.
So why'd they put you in New York versus
Why did they put?
Trinidad? Yeah.
I don't know. I was in South Carolina, and they just pulled my name out, and they says, you're going to New York.
And Grandma's...
And we went to New York, Fort Hamilton, and we got an MP training over there, and then we went on the streets, and we were ballparks and fights and, you know, boxing matches and things of that nature. Football games in New York City. Any place that the GIs would go, we were there. It was good. It was a good thing, except Penn Station was terrible. Penn Station, they would give the guys in Camp Kilmer in New Jersey 3-day pass to go to the city before they ship them overseas. And they come in the city and they didn't give a damn for nothing. And we used to have fights galore.
Too much drinking?
Huh?
Too much drinking?
The guys would be drinking, and then they'd be going back to camp, and if they see a girl, that was the thing that got the guys in trouble more than anything else. They would snatch the girl's purse and then they'd throw it back and forth, and have that girl running, and we'd hear screaming and all. Then we'd go down because we didn't know what it was, and here that's what's going on. And when we went down there, we were taught to use a baton. And we would whack the hell out of them. We would fool around.
You were there to police your own.
We were there to police the guys,
GIs.
that's right.
And so when you were in New York, Grandma was living with your parents, so were you already married then?
No, I was already married when she was living with my parents.
Okay.
And
And
then I
then-
went overseas and she stayed there. I don't know how long. I don't even know how she got back here.
So you got shipped out, you went directly from New York out?
I was, in New York, yeah.
How long had you dated before you got married?
Oh, yeah.
How long? Was it 3 months or something?
On and off, a couple of months.
Yeah, pull up the seat, Grandma. You can come, here, I'm gonna pause it for a second.
No, John.
How good looking was
She
he?
says, listen to this. She says, don't talk funny.
Well, I mean, you're just being silly.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think that was silly. I thought I was good looking.
You both were quite good looking and still are.
You were very handsome, yes.
I know it.
So he's,
But I would like to know, where did you have to go get the license for us to get married?
I don't remember.
In South Carolina. You went somewhere because I didn't go. You went and got the paperwork done and you knew where to go to the justice of the peace.
Well, you know, honest to goodness, I don't remember it. And the reason I had to do it was that you were not allowed to, I don't know, you were in the service and you had the daily assignments and routines and stuff, and everybody told you if you got married, you would be subject to some rather harsh punishment, and you were really treading lightly. I honestly don't remember, but where I went or what I did.
I know when we got married. We got married
Did the judge?
in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
I remember that.
and how much was it?
$3.
$3. We're not gonna talk, kids. We're listening. Great grandma.
And I didn't understand what the man said all the time. He rattled it off with his southern accent and
So you don't know what you agreed to?
and he said, now you're man and wife, you know that? And I said, oh yeah, okay. I walked out of there and we were walking down the street. And I said to her, do you feel like you're married? And she says, no, I don't either.
And here it's been 65 years.
65 years married.
Yeah, it just said there
Glory.
anniversary dinner
Well,
last night.
that was March the 14th, but the following May of the same year,
Sorry, keep talking.
I had
Yeah. Well, all we hear is you yelling over there. We're making a picture here and you're just, you go ahead
She's
home.
coming.
You know.
Honey, Mother's gonna come out of the other door over there. Go watch and see. She's coming out of the other door.
Yeah.
Really?
Your mama's good.
Alright, going to watch TV.
Yeah.
We'll edit the tape for that part.
We,
Listen to that little one calling her.
Yeah, this is what they created. Screaming, crying great grandkids. It's all their fault. This is where it began.
Where are you? How far did you get now?
Let's see, we're
We
just.
didn't get anywhere yet. I went to Newark to pick her up.
Alright, let's see.
I went to Newark.
we knew what we were talking about, the marriage in Spartanburg.
Oh,
But,
but before that, how did we court? How did I meet you? I had to go to Newark to pick you up at the airport. Not at the airport, but the train station, and that's how we met. And then I was sorry that you were up there and you had nowhere to go, and I would take you for a ride all over and show you things. And before you know it, I got stuck. And I got married.
This woman was swindling you with papers. You had him roped in. At a marriage ceremony you couldn't understand.
Yeah, we.
But I was in Spartanburg for a rather short time. I had to go back home, and you were supposed to be going overseas or something. But everybody went, but instead they sent you to Brooklyn.
I went to Brooklyn Army Base.
And so we wanted to have a church wedding, so that was March the 14th, the church marriage. Then May the 28th, you came to Orlando, Florida.
See that?
And we had a
Church wedding.
We had a church wedding.
And it's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's stuck. It's still good. 65 years and we're still going strong. We go to the store together. She takes half the groceries, and I take the other half.
Well,
That's the height of our excitement.
but a lot has happened in the interim because we have what? So we started off with 2 sons, and then how many? First, we had
Well, we had 2 sons, and they started off, and John had 5 kids, and Arthur only had two, I think.
3.
3,
1 girl and 2 boys.
yeah.
And two boys.
And now we have 9 grandchildren.
How many great grandkids?
I mean, 9 great-grandchildren. Yeah, we have 9 of them. And it's nice to have them, but comes Christmas time, it's an expensive item.
Oh, man, you don't need to talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah, you thought having 2 was affordable. Just having two kids.
It's nice.
And,
It's nice having grandchildren and grandkids.
all right, we're gonna turn this off now for a second.
Okay, today is, what's the date today?
I don't know the day, but I know it's a Sunday.
It's Sunday, and it's around the end of March. That's all right. Sunday, end of March, 2007. Something like March 25th, 2007.
Yes.
And we're sitting here on the back porch of the Koblasz residence at 3350 Edgecliff Drive. And we're going to talk a little about
That's
the
Orlando,
history of
Florida.
Orlando. Yes, we're going to talk about the history of Marie and John Koblasz, when they were kids, when they grew up and met each other, when they got a little older and went off to war, and everything after that. Okay, so we'll start. Mom, how did you wind up in Orlando?
She was visiting.
My mother came to Florida with her aunt she was coming for her health, and they liked it here, and so the rest of Grandma's family moved down here. They landed in the Orlando area, and they lived in Tampa for a while, but my dad didn't make enough money there, so they moved to, he's a barber ever since he was like 11 or 12 years old. By the time, they didn't make a good living in Tampa, so they moved to Orlando, and there he opened a barber shop, and he had quite a responsibility because he not only took on a wife, but he took on her mother and her 4 brothers. And so it was rough going, and I came along in 1921, and in the Orlando area, and I stayed here for the greater part of my early life. I never left Orlando except the first time I went was when I went off to college. And
Talk about college. Where did you go?
I went to Appalachian State Teachers College in Boone, North Carolina, because we didn't have enough money. My daddy was a barber. We didn't have enough money to pay for the tuition for me to go to the Florida State University or college. And someone told me about this school and how inexpensive it was. And so I spent 2 years there, and I worked as an assistant to a teacher to get enough meal tickets. And Daddy would send me the rest of the money. It was a very small sum. It was maybe like less than $500 for the year. Then one summer, after my sophomore year, my mother was going to take a trip up to Islip, New Jersey to see my uncle, her son. He was a barber there. And he didn't have a car, so he asked his best friend, my Uncle Arthur, to drive to the railroad station to pick us up. He says, please, I got my sister and her daughter coming from Florida.